Hare Krishna to all dear devotees. Hare Krishna Swamini Gopi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, whenever you are ready, you can start Mataji.
Sure, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayat Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Pankajanabhaya Namo Pankajamalini Namo Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangri. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 14, verses 16 to 23. Brahma's prayers to Lord Krishna. Text 16. My dear Lord, in this incarnation, you have proved that you are the supreme controller of Maya, although you are now within the universe. The whole universal creation is within your transcendental body, a fact of a fact you demonstrated by exhibiting the universe within the abdomen before your mother Yashoda. Text 17. Just as this entire universe, including you, was exhibited within the abdomen, so it is now manifested here externally in the same exact form. How should how could such things happen unless arranged by your inconceivable energy? Text 18. Have you not shown me today that both you and yourself and everything within this creation are manifested of your inconceivable potency? First, you appeared alone, and then you manifested yourself as all of the Vrindavan calves and cowhead boys, your friends. Next, you appeared as an equal number of four-handed Vishnu form who were worshipped by all living beings, including me, and after that you appeared as an equal number of complete universe. Finally, you have now returned to your unlimited form as a supreme absolute truth, one within a second. Text 19. To persons ignorant of your actual transcendental position, you appear as part of the material world, manifesting yourself by the expansion of your inconceivable energy. Thus, for the creation of the universe, you appear as me, Brahma. For its maintenance, you appear as yourself, Vishnu. And for its annihilation, you appear as Lord Trinetra, Shiva. Text 20. O Lord, O Supreme Creator of and Master, you have no material birth, yet you defeat the false pride of the faithless demons and show mercy to your saintly devotees. You take birth among the demigods, sages, human beings, animals, and even the aquatics. Text 21. O Supreme Great One, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, Master of all mystic power, your pastimes are taking place continuously in these three worlds, but who can estimate where, how, and when you are employing your spiritual energies and performing these innumerable pastimes? No one can understand the mystery of how your spiritual energy acts. Text 22. Therefore, this entire universe, which like a dream, is by nature unreal, nevertheless reappears real, and thus it covers one's consciousness and assils one with repeated miseries. This universe appears real because it is manifested by the potency of illusion emanating from you, whose ultimate transcendental form are full of eternal happinesses and knowledge. Text 23. You are the one supreme soul, the primeval supreme personality, and the absolute truth, self manifested, endless, and beginningless. You are eternal and infallible, perfect and complete, without any rival and free from all material designations. Your happiness can never be obstructed, nor have you any connection with material contamination. Indeed, you are the indestructible nectar of immorality. Thank you very much, Prabhuji and Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna Das Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Please accept our humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Prabhuji, please take over the call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Radharani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to all devotees. Thank you, Swamini Gopi Mataji, for reading Srimad Bhagavatam today. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yogam Sikshashtamekam Purusha Puranam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sariradari Kripam Mudittamaham Prapadye Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langete girum yatkrupa tamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today in this beautiful section, Lord Brahma is pouring his prayers, is also glorifying the Lord at the same time, how the Lord's Maya Shakti is so invincible. And, this humility of Brahmaji is coming out, and basically he is witnessing the power of the Lord, the energies of Lord. In front of his eyes, the Lord is showing the supreme illusion. So, and also what is the factual, what is illusion, that Brahmaji is kind of explaining it to all of us, how the whole creation, the material universe, it is illusion, but then it looks real because the Lord is behind everything. So we'll go through these verses, devotees. So yesterday we have seen Sundarachal Prabhu nicely explained how the Lord's illusion is so looks like so real that the Lord actually shows up the Vishnu Narayana form, and then all of the Gopas turn into Narayana form, and then how the Lord manifests Brahmaji from his navel. So everything was nicely explained yesterday, how Brahma is not an ordinary living entity. In fact, today in today's class, Brahmaji says that actually you are actually doing everything. You are expanding as Lord Shiva, you're expanding as Brahma. I myself as an expansion, you're doing everything. Your energies are unlimited. He's coming to realize all that. So even though Brahma's the whole, he's a secondary creator, all of his knowledge comes from Lord Vishnu. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavi, like he got all the knowledge in his heart revealed by Lord Vishnu. He was doing tapasya, but then now he is coming to realize that Vishnu is doing everything through me, and my power is nothing. He is completely surrendering. So, now starting from the verse number 16. So now Brahmaji is praying. So he's saying how the Lord is actually the supreme controller of Maya Shakti. He's like when Vedavyas was actually meditating on the Supreme Lord, he got the darshan. When he got the darshan, just behind the Lord was Maya Devi was standing, the illusion. So when we actually look at the sun, when we look at the sun, actually the shadow is behind us, right? So similarly, when the president is standing, the police is standing behind. All the powers of president is behind. So just like that, so Maya is one of the Shakti, one of the energies of Lord. It is always with the Lord, and it's serving the Lord very faithfully and just behind the Lord. So the Lord has full control. So the whatever material examples we're gonna give, it is not sufficient enough to explain, because the Lord is fully spiritual. By his potencies, he has unlimited potencies, and Maya Shakti is one of his potency. So in this material world, we see a lot of magics people show, a lot of magics. But the Lord shows the real magic it doesn't look like magic, it's real, but it's magic that is using is the whole material nature to create the whole illusion, potency. So now the Lord actually in his Leela with Mother Yashoda, he was showing one of that, uh, powers, illusory powers. He was showing when Balramji complained that Krishna actually took mud and he was eating mud, and Mother Yashoda was concerned. And then Krishna says, Maya, I never took, actually, I didn't eat. And then to prove that the Lord didn't eat, Mother Yashoda asked Krishna to open his mouth. So when the Lord opened his mouth, and when Mother Yashoda was seeing, she was completely mesmerized and basically so much so that she was seeing herself in Lord's mouth, the whole creation, the universe, Vrindavan, so and then the Gokul, and then in the Gokula, Lord Krishna and Balram was playing, and Lord Krishna was opening his mouth, and Mother Yashoda was looking. So she was completely like chakkar aa gayi. So she was completely mesmerized by the energies of the Lord, and she fainted. So this is one of the powers of the Lord. The Lord is Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. He has so much so illusory powers that he can actually mesmerize anyone. He can put anyone into illusion. Even Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, they're very extraordinary personalities, and they are actually very close to the Lord. And Lord Balramji also very close to the Lord. But for the last 1 year, after the Agasura died, and last 1 year, the Lord expanded into all these calves and the gopas. But Lord Balramji found out just 3 or 4 days before. So that is the power of Lord's illusion, that he can even cover the greatest personalities, who are non-different than the Lord, but in a way they are actually different because they have the mood of service. They're always in the mood of serving the Lord. So here Shukadeva Goswami is elaborating how the whole creation is within the universal transcendental body of the Lord. So Prabhupada used to say that the whole creation is 3/4 is the spiritual world and 1/4 is the material world. So in the three-folds creation, the material world is just like a sky. He would say that we are just a sky in the whole creation. So from that perspective, also if you look at it, the whole creation is just a part of the material creation is just a part of a spiritual creation, 25%. But the Lord's potency is so much so that he is keeping everything within his transcendental body, which is what Brahmaji is realizing. And he is also saying, Mayatvam eva prakati kritam te. So this you have, prakata means this you have demonstrated in front of Mother Yashoda. So he was glorifying that pastime. So it appears that Lord Brahmaji was also looking at all the pastimes of Krishna and actually enjoying those pastimes. And now, because of these pastimes, also Brahmaji got really illusion. Like when Lord was eating, he was eating curd rice, and then he was taking it from other gopas, and then he was really confused what is going on. So then he wanted to test, actually, is it really my Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana appeared? So now he's pouring all his heart. So and then Sukadeva Goswami goes on and elaborates how this entire universe, the whole creation, he was exhibiting within his abdomen. So this is like a so one important aspect that Brahmaji is saying, that even though it's illusion, but actually because of Lord actually can manifest anything in a factual real way, that we cannot even understand what is where is the Lord present, where is not Lord present. Like actually Lord is present everywhere. Sarvam kaludu Brahma. Like Lord is present everywhere. Like even Brahmaji says in Brahma Samhita, Ekopi acho rachayitam jagadanda kotim yachakti jagadanda chayadadanta andantrastu paramanusayantrastam govindam adi purusham tamaham vajam. So he says Lord is also present in the Parama Anu, the smallest particle. So he's present everywhere. But then when you want to analyze the whole material creation, understand who is personally the Lord manifesting and where is the Lord's energies, it is very difficult to understand because of such mystic powers of the Lord. So that is why he is saying that idam mayaya vina. So he's saying inconceivable energy. Um, how could things happen unless arranged by inconceivable energy? Meaning that everything is happening so magically because there is a touch, that the Lord's touch is there in everything. So the whole creation, the nature is working, the sun and moon is rising. Everything is so magically working because the Lord's energy is behind. So that is, and also it's factual, like Lord says in Bhagavad Gita. So Daivihi Yashagunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Mitam Tarantite. So this Daivi means this is superior, or this is transcendental energy of the Lord is so factual because the Lord is personally behind that. He is the one who is doing all this magic. And like in a magic show, you go to a magic show, the person is doing some magic. The person who's doing, if he's really very learned, then he can make it appear so real. But it is the potency of the person who is doing it, right? So exactly like that, the Lord is actually doing it in his own hands, but he is behind the scenes, like the Mother Kunti is saying, Maya Javanika Channam Ajnana Adokshajam Nalakshashe Modadrusha Nato Natyadaro Yataha. The drama is going on, the curtain is there. As soon as the curtain opens up, the whole drama looks like the actual happenings, right? So like that, the Lord is actually behind the curtain, the director who is directing the whole drama. So generally, the director doesn't come in the drama, like all the actors come. But who is the director? Lord Krishna is actually making everything happen beautifully. So he is arranging the whole inconceivable energy. That's what Lord Brahmaji is saying. So basically, all of this purports, Srila Prabhupada's disciples are commenting from Krishna book. So they are actually the purports. One of the purports says that Lord Brahma is stressing here that without accepting the inconceivable energy of the Lord, one cannot explain things as they are. So if you have to explain the creation, material, nature, Prakriti to someone, you have to involve Krishna. Otherwise, it is not factual. It cannot be explained. So that means the Lord's potency is spread everywhere. Sarvam Kaludu Brahma, like he is everywhere. By his potency, magically everything is appearing. So then Sukadeva Goswami goes on and he elaborates how the Lord's creation, within this creation, the Lord and everything, all manifestations, is just because of his inconceivable potency. So now he's expanding, the Lord Brahma is expanding. He's saying, Lord, you actually just appeared alone, and then you expanded into all the calves, and then you expanded into all the boyfriends, and then you again manifested all the four-handed Narayana forms, Vishnu forms. This is all the living entities are worshipping you, and now the whole Narayana forms, all the Narayana forms now appeared as like the equal number of universes, complete universes. And there are so many Brahmas in each universe that Brahmaji got so mesmerized or so perplexed by the Maya Shakti that Lord has displayed. And now he's saying, now at the end, Lord actually, all the forms merge into Lord Krishna, and the Lord Krishna appears. So this is the power, the illusion that Lord manifested just in front of Brahmaji, that Brahmaji is so mesmerized, and he's describing, glorifying the Lord. So like I said, Sarvam Kaludu Brahma, the Lord, everything is expansion of the Supreme Lord. So there is Like Prabhupada always used to use this word, we are all part and parcel of Krishna, we are all part and parcel of spiritual existence. So it is a factual reality, but once we realize we are also part of the Lord, we are also part of the whole creation, everything is expansion of the Lord, then it becomes real. Until that point, it's very theoretical. So now Lord Brahma is factually understanding how the Lord is present everywhere and his potency is inconceivable. Uh, so and everything because it's because of his potency, it's non-different from him. So like Prabhupada always used to say, it is different at the same time non-different. Like so the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's the tattva, so simultaneously different and non-different. So that to understand that, then we have to understand how the Lord's energies are spread everywhere. Like in Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna explains how my potencies are spread everywhere. He shows his universal form, and then Lord Krishna shows his vibhutis, how his vibhutis are spread everywhere. Um, so like that, we have to understand, Lord himself speaking in Bhagavad Gita, and here Brahmaji is speaking his realizations. So, and then Sukadeva Goswami goes on to explain how the Lord appears in the material world, by his own inconceivable energy. Then he is expanding into uh, Ivaham Jagato Vidana, Ivatvam Esha Anta Iva Trinetraha. Trinetraha means Lord Shiva has three eyes. So Trinetra. And then he is saying Brahma and Shiva is an expansion of Lord Vishnu for the purpose of annihilation and for purpose of creation. The Lord himself is taking all this expansions, and he's manifesting everything. So this is also another realization that Brahmaji is now realizing. So now in the purport we can see that the impersonal philosophers sometimes think that devatas is illusory potency of the Lord. But here the Lord is the Brahma saying, actually, they are all controllers of the universe who are expansions of Lord Vishnu himself. So from that perspective, throughout the creation, there is a touch of the Supreme Lord. So, and then the Sukadeva Goswami goes on to explain how the Lord actually, when he appears in so many incarnations, the Lord appears as Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Vamana, Parasurama, like that, so many different incarnations that he appears in the animal kingdom, like aquatics, beasts, and then he also appears in the human, as a human form, Lord Krishna, and then he appeared as Lord Ramachandra, like that he appears among all different beings. He appears among sages also, like as a Parashurama, like he appears among sages, human beings, saintly devotee, to basically to show Krupa, Siddhi Krupa to devotees, saintly devotees. At the same time, he destroys the false pride of the demons. That is one of the reasons the Lord actually appears. So here Sukadeva Goswami is saying, Janma Ashatam Durmada Nigrahaya. So Durmada means the false pride, to subdue the false pride of the demons, and also to give mercy to the devotees. The Lord appears in so many different forms. So, this is just like the sun. The sun never appears and disappears. It is always, for our vision, it looks like he is appearing and he is disappearing. Similarly, the Lord never actually, in the sense, he's never born, like just like a human being, but he just appears and disappears. So that's why the Lord's janma and karma, they don't, so in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita also Lord says, Jarma karma chame divyam. He doesn't say disappearance is not mentioned there, because the Lord actually appears for our eyes, in front of our eyes. He performs Leela, and then basically he's appearing somewhere else and performing the Leela. It's in front of our eyes, he manifests. So that's the whole magic is happening. So just like that, now Brahmaji is also understanding that the Lord is everywhere, his energies are everywhere. He is manifesting and giving mercy to all of his devotees. So now Brahmaji is concluding and saying, Yogeshwara Varathur Bhagavatas Trilokyam. So he's saying, so Lord is Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. He's also saying that you are the master of all the mystic powers, O Lord. And it's the Trilokya means your pastimes are happening in all the three worlds. So now Kvava Katam Va Kati Va Kadati, like, how can I estimate your power? Like he's basically you're employing your spiritual energy and all of these pastimes, innumerable pastimes that are happening. No one can estimate the power of all these potencies. This is Vistarayan Kridashi Yoga Mayam. So Vistarayan means there is no limit to your potencies. It's so vast, so innumerable. I cannot even understand. I know. So like in the previous verses, Brahmaji was comparing him with a small spark and the big fire. So now the same thing, Brahmaji is transferring into the actual, the pastimes of the Lord is so vast, and no one can understand the mystery. And of course, he is also, including himself very humbly. So now, so here in these verses, we can understand that uh, we cannot understand the Lord by our mental speculation. That is not possible, right? So what to speak of Brahmaji's body is made of intelligence. Actually, it is said that the Brahmaji has the whole body is made of intelligence. Is very, very intelligent, creator of the universe. Is also sometimes personally an expansion of the Supreme Lord. So here, Brahmaji's realization, we can understand that it's very difficult to understand the Lord. So that is why the Shastra always says, there are two ways, like Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says, Tatvidhi pranipataina pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. So one who has seen the truth, one who has actually realized the truth, when we inquire submissively and do render service, then this knowledge can be imparted. Because this is not something, this is not like an art. Like Prabhupada used to say, whatever we are doing in they are teaching in schools and most of the colleges, it is basically an art, doing something, getting something done, carpentry and all that. But spiritual knowledge is actually has to be transmitted from person to person. So that transmission can happen purely by submissive inquiry. So one time in the Prabhupada, in India, there was a big Pandal program. So in that Pandal program, Prabhupada was seeing all after the end of the program, a lot of people were asking and questions. So one person was asking question in a very challenged way. He was challenging Prabhupada and he was asking question. And Prabhupada really got upset and he was chastising him. And everybody who arranged the Pandal program, they were surprised. Oh, Prabhupada got angry. Prabhupada got angry. So, but Prabhupada wanted to emphasize the point that you cannot ask questions to a sadhu in a challenging spirit. You cannot learn anything by that challenging spirit. That the beginning is the dainya, like the humility, right? So only with that humility, you can learn anything in spiritual matters. So it starts with the dainya and then gradually goes to the Atma Nivedan. So with that humble inquiry, we can at least try to hear the Shastra, Sabda Brahma that is coming from the spiritual knowledge that is coming from the Parampara system. And gradually, by that oral reception, we can actually evoke that prema which is in the heart by removing the covering, and then gradually that can be evoked. Just like the sun, when the sun rises, so all the illusion, all the darkness is dispelled automatically. So we don't have to do anything extra in endeavor to do that. So similarly, so when we hear about Krishna, when Krishna actually enters into our heart, all of the illusion can be automatically dispelled. But for that, we have to be submissive and we have to give our oral reception without mental speculation. So a lot of people are very adamant. They try to understand the Lord by mental speculation without hearing from the authoritative sources like Srimad Bhagavatam. So now Brahmaji is saying the same fact that foolish persons primitively identify themselves with the insignificant material body. These conditioned souls, such as atheistic scientists, consider their own puffed up intelligence supreme. So, by their own intelligence, if they think they are supreme, and they cannot basically understand the supreme intelligence of the Lord, supreme how the Lord's intelligence is whole manifestation is happening. But if they are really thoughtful, like the great scientists like Einstein used to always believe there are superior energies who are manifesting everything. At least with that submissive mood, if they give oral reception, then we can understand the Lord. So now Brahmaji goes on in the 22nd verse that he's saying that everything Jagat Asesham Asat Swarupam Swapnabam Astadishanam. So Swapna means the dream. So he's saying that the whole existence is actually unreal because it's temporary. Pura dukkha dukkam, because he's saying that it is creating so many repeated miseries and it is covering our original consciousness. But he's saying, but it appears real because it is manifested by your potency, O Lord, emanating from you. So the same thing that we described, the Lord is actually the Maya Shakti, the Lord is creating the whole Maya Shakti by his own hands, and that is why it is appearing real. So, and he's saying that the Lord's unlimited transcendental forms, they are all full of eternal happiness and knowledge. So, this he's distinguishing that the material energy unreal, but the Lord's spiritual energy is fully factual, and it is full of happiness and knowledge. Sachit Ananda Vigraha. So he's establishing that fact and comparing with the material universe. So now we can understand that how the Vaishnava philosophy and the Mayavada philosophy, there are two aspects. In the Vaishnava philosophy, we actually use the material world as a paraphernalia to serve the Lord. And then we consider our home to be spiritual world, the Vaikuntha Dham or Goloka Dham. And then, so that is the proper aspects of how we see the material world. But when we see the material world as an object of enjoyment, then it can actually give us the illusion, and it can very much perplex and I'm trying to, so there is, it can bewilder us, right? So that is the same message that Lord Brahma is also saying. As an object of enjoyment or a permanent residence of conditioned soul, the material universe is certainly illusion. So if you consider this as a permanent residence, and then it is certainly very bewildering and it is certainly illusion. It is nothing more than a dream. But just like a water on a desert. But if you consider the material world as a paraphernalia to serve the Lord, then it is real. So because you are not considering this as your object of enjoyment, so the same message Brahmaji also here he is saying. And then the last verse for today, verse number 23, he's saying how the Lord is actually the supreme soul and he is the absolute truth. And he doesn't have Adya Purusha Puranaha Satya Swayam Jyotir Ananta Adya. He doesn't have any beginning. He doesn't have any end. He is the origin of everything. And another point that Brahmaji is saying is Nitya Aksharo Ajasra Sukho Niranjanaha. So the Lord's happiness is comparing that. No one can actually obstruct the happiness of the Lord. So he's always in bliss, and he can put anyone into illusion, and doesn't have any rivals. It doesn't have any competitors, rivals, and he's free from all material designations. So he doesn't get contaminated with the modes of nature. So these are, each of these points in itself is so much can be elaborated, but Lord Brahma is kind of concluding that how the Lord is completely Swarat, he is independent, and he is not come in touch with the material contamination. So from that perspective, the Lord is indestructible, and he is always Udhadito Amrutaha. So he is the immortality, nectar of immortality. This is a word that he's using. So all of these wonderful qualities can only be attributed to Lord Krishna, and from that perspective, Brahmaji is glorifying in one verse all of the wonderful qualities is glorifying. So Satya Swayam Jyotir Ananta Adya. This is a beautiful verse number 23. So this concludes today's verses, devotees. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vranda ki jai, Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Vancha kalpatrubhyasya kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, devotees.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
Prabhuji.
much, Prabhuji, for a very nice class. Thank you all devotees for joining the class today.